Alright friends, we're starting off laying on our mats in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. Similar to Shavasana, except your knees are far apart and your feet are together. Optional to have your hands on your thighs. Just taking some nice deep grounding breaths. We will be starting off nice and slow, but then we will increase as we go along. Now optional to bring our hands up and overhead, but we will be coming into some Supta Baddha Konasana butterfly crunches. So we're still in our butterfly pose, you're just crunching up your upper body. So knees apart just help to add for some resistance, and we're doing about 10 reps here. Spreading your feet wide, coming into 10 reps of single start crunches. Right elbow to left knee, and optional to have your resting leg lifted for added resistance. But if you want to take it easy to begin with for these first few exercises, feel free to keep your leg lowered. And it really doesn't matter if your elbow and knee don't make physical contact, just as long as you're feeling the engagement in the abs at all. And now switching out sides, you're going to start bringing your left elbow to right knee, and once again optional to have your resting leg either lifted for added resistance or lower just to help take the edge off. Keeping your right leg extended but bringing in your left knee as far as you can, coming into 10 reps of upper body crunches. Feel free to keep your left leg lifted for added resistance, or to make it easier, keep the resting leg lowered. And now coming into your left side spinal twist, your left knee reaches almost for the ground. We're just feeling a nice stretch in our spine and giving our abs a chance to cool down so that we can reset our stamina for when we do the next side and the next set of exercises. Coming back through to center, we're coming into some Cocoon hanging cross crunches. So a little bit like jackknives, except you're going to bring yourself into a ball, extend your legs out, and then reach your arms up and overhead, and as your knees come in towards you, you wrap your arms around your thighs, and just 10 reps of these. And now extending out your left leg, keeping in your right leg, some more upper body crunches. Once again, feel free to keep your left leg this time lifted or keep it lowered to take off the edge of how much resistance you have. We're just working up our upper body again. And we're just going for another 10 reps. And now coming into your right side spinal twist. Your right knee aims for the ground. Doesn't matter if it touches the ground or not, that isn't the purpose. Just as long as you feel a stretch in the opposite side of your spine. And to once again allow our bodies to cool down just to reset ourselves. Coming back into center now, single knee switches, 2, 3, 4, and keep going all the way up to 10 reps. So hands underneath your butt if that helps with the lower back support, but we're coming into 40 flutter kicks only because we will fly through these. Head tilted back if that helps with the neck, or head lifted for added resistance on the abs, and just kicking your feet up and down. The higher you are, the easier it is. The lower you are, the harder it is. So once you have concluded 40 reps, just keep breathing, just keep kicking. And now bringing those knees in and coming into your happy baby. From here, straightening out your legs and single leg switches. So your toes are sky high, and pretty much what we did with the knees before, you're just doing with straight legs, or as straight as you can possibly manage, and just up to 10 reps. So now we're coming all the way up into our bicycle crunches, V-stance bicycle crunches. Feel free to keep your feet planted if that makes it so much easier. These were definitely difficult. We're coming into 10 reps. So precisely the way you would do your bicycles, but you're upright in V position. And now you're coming into your V-stance boats. If it makes it that much easier to hold onto your knees, just to modify, feel free to modify. And now we're coming back into those V-stance bicycles, up to 10 reps again. So if you are ballsy enough and you have enough strength, you can keep the toes sky high and bend in opposite elbow, opposite knee. But to make it easier, obviously plant your feet. And now back into your boat pose. Feel free to let go of your knees with straight arms, but if you feel like your form is falling apart, just grip back onto your knees. And now we're rolling back onto our back and coming back to Supta Baddha Konasana and coming into some glute pumps. Lifting up your knees slightly and 10 more reps of these glute pumps. Shifting your feet and coming into 10 reps of regular glute bridges. Shifting your feet, widening your knees to wide-kneed glute bridges, 10 more reps. Ten reps of a narrow knee glute bridges. Rolling your way on through now however you see fit. We're going to come into tabletop, and then when you're ready, when you're adjusted and in a good position, we're going to come into left side donkey kicks. Just make sure that your foot stays flexed for maximum engagement on your glutes, and kick your left leg up to the sky to engage into the left glute. Concluding your 10 reps and now coming into 10 more reps of rainbow kicks. So you're just adjusting your foot from one side of the mat to the other while still absolutely working the left glutes. So definitely mindful muscle connection, think about engaging that glute the whole time. Now switching out sides, right side donkey kicks, 10 reps of these, making sure that foot is flexed when you're kicking up, and that way you will be getting maximum engagement in your glutes. Now straightening out your leg and crossing from one side of the mat to the other in your rainbow kicks. Once again remembering to keep that mind connected to the right side muscle and really think about working everything from the right glute. Nothing is happening in the lower back. And now we're adjusting, making any personal adjustments that you need to, but then sinking back into child's pose and giving ourselves a good 30 seconds worth of catching our breath. So once you're in your child's pose, whatever form of child's pose suits you best, breathe it all out, so that way we reset ourselves and we have enough strength to see our way through the rest of the workout. Coming into tabletop now, hoisting your way up into your bear stance. Try to keep the hips low but the knees lifted off the mat. And in just a moment, we're then going to part ways with our knees and back in again, and then alternate our donkey kicks. So out in with the bear, and then donkey kick. It's coming up into 10 reps of these. Take your time with these, but these weren't even the hard part. Stepping your way under the plank now, and either alternate your feet one at a time, or you're ballsy enough, going to kick it out. Like so, try to keep that waist low coming into 40 reps of these, because we will fly through it. If you only get as far as 10 or 20 reps, that's completely fine, just alternate back to the singular steps. But if you've got it in you, you can survive it. Even if you slow down a bit, keep going. And now coming down into your chaturanga, upward facing dog. Taking a deep breath. And yes, those were definitely very hard. Pushing your way back now into your downward facing dog. Just drawing a breath. Shifting now your left leg to the front of the mat, coming up into your crescent lunge. And from crescent lunge, twisted warrior 2. We're just holding in static for a moment, engaging through the legs. Then bringing the palms of your hand together in the center. And then you're going to return back to the twisted warrior, but you're going to keep your palms together for 1. And then 2, we're just working the waistline here. You can either just twist up your upper body and keep your gaze where it is, if your balance is AWOL, or for added challenge, your twist is going to follow your gaze, or more specifically, your gaze is going to follow your twist. Once you've concluded 10 reps, you're going to come down into your high twisted lunge. Left hand reaches, right hand down. Breathing it out some more. And now shifting your left leg back to join up your right foot. Side plank on the right side, and 10 reps of hip dips. 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 10 at your own pace. And once you're done with them, coming into high plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Taking another breath. And then pushing your way back up to downward facing dog. So we're firing up the lower body in our lunges, but we're also still working the waistline. Right foot forward now, coming up into your high lunge, your crescent lunge specifically. Once you're there, once you're balanced, spread your arms out into twisted warrior, or your twisted warrior 2 technically, and then bringing your palms together. And the same twisting motion coming onto our right now. So either just twisting the upper body and keeping your gaze where it is for balance purposes, or you can have your gaze follow your twist. That definitely adds for the extra challenge. So now we're working our right side waistline, and now we're bringing our left hand down to the mat, right hand reaches for the sky, our twisted high lunge. Just breathe it out, allow the body to settle, shifting your right leg back, coming into 10 reps of hip dips on your left side. Just up to 10. You can definitely modify by dropping the lower knee. Then coming into your high plank. Chaturanga again, upward facing dog. Then you're going to swing and roll, or however you see fit, into getting into a laying position. You're going to come into your left side, upper waist crunches. So you're pretty much going to crunch up your upper body, trying to spot your feet over your hips, and coming into 10 reps of these. Adjusting now into a modified plank. Then you're going to sort of wave ahead of yourself. your left leg lifts and your right arm lifts, you're going to engage some crunches onto your left waist side in a modified plank, just 10 reps, and then lower back down to those laying side crunches. So once again, as you crunch up, you're going to try and spot your foot over your hip. Shifting over to the other side now, coming into our right side of waist crunches. You're going to try and now spot your right foot over your right hip. That's how far up you should be crunching. Adjusting your way up to your modified plank, you're going to wave up and down your right hand and wave up and down your right foot, so that you're crunching and engaging your right side waist. So just 10 reps. And then coming back down and repeating those side crunches by peeking over your hip to try and look at your right foot. Coming into another brief rest, you're going to come into a ball posture. So just gripping your knees, or you can lock fingers around your knees, whatever's more comfier. Just catching your breath and allowing your body to settle down for a little bit. Rolling on through now to your tabletop, coming into some bird dog, extending out your left leg / right arm and crunch in. As you bring your left knee in, you're going to bring it to as close to your left elbow or shoulder as you can, and as high as you can depending on hip mobility. And as you bring your right elbow in, you're working the lats, left knee in works the waistline. I'm personally choosing to bend my left knee as I crunch in. It just helps so much better with balance. Just up to 10 reps, and once you have finished those, coming into 5 reps of Pilates push-ups. If you're not used to doing these, feel free to use your lifted leg for some momentum to come back up. And once you have finished 5 reps, switching out sides, right leg extends, left arm extends, and same thing with the bird dog. Bringing your right knee as close to your elbow or shoulder as you can, and as high as you can depending on hip mobility, and your left elbow comes back, working the lats. Your right knee coming in works the waistline. So you can either keep your leg extended as you come out, or you can bend in the knee. Once you've completed another 10 reps, then going to come into 5 reps of Pilates push-ups. You might even notice that one side works out better than the other balance-wise. I personally found that with my right leg extended, I was actually able to do my push-ups a bit better. So just up to 5 reps, and once you have finished that, sink your way on back into child's pose. So once you have adjusted to your desired child's pose, just breathe it all out. You did amazing throughout this flow. Even if you only did half of anything, you still did absolutely amazing. This was a full body 20-minute flow. You worked your abs, your glutes, some of your thighs, your waist, your arms. You worked every inch of yourself. Now just breathe it all out. Start to bring that heart rate back down. Walk your hands back to your knees, making any adjustments necessary, and then bringing your hands to prayer or just palms together. Breathing it out and allowing your heart rate to come down, your breathing to even out. You did incredibly well. Bowing down to yourself and thanking yourself so much for fighting hard. Thank you all for flowing and or just viewing. I do appreciate either way. and I shall see you for more future videos. Namaste.